Hey guys, I'm Julius, and I hope you had a good week. Now, earlier this week, I saw a post on 50 Cent's page where he was expressing his feelings when it comes to taxing the rich people. Now, this channel is not in any way political, but politics, as you know, goes hand in hand with your finances, because whatever decision is made in politics is going to affect you as an individual. You know, when I was here, my dad always told me, actually he told us, because I have so many siblings, that your family is your number one priority. Then your country comes next. Now you can't take care of your country without taking care of yourself. You have to make sure that your needs, you as an individual and your family are taken care of. Now what I'm trying to say is what 50 Cent posted on his page, that is his opinion and how he feels when you tax the rich people. Because 50 Cent I'll consider him a rich person or a wealthy person. And just the same way someone who's broke feels when they're being taxed, that's the same way a rich person is going to feel. So I think everyone is entitled to their opinion. But we have to remember that taxes have to be paid, because that is what drives the economy. You see, the debate over taxes on the wealthiest Americans is nothing new. Recent polls have shown that majority of Americans are in support of imposing high taxes on the rich people. But just because the majority of Americans want to tax the rich more, it does not necessarily mean it's the right thing to do. So in this video, I'm going to give you 2 arguments for raising taxes on the rich, and then 2 arguments against it coming up. First, we should tax the rich more because it makes more economic sense. Now, taxing the rich to pay for programs that help the poor and middle class on things like infrastructures, which benefit all Americans, makes common sense economically. Money allocated to programs such as affordable care, health care, Pell Grants, food stamps, and income tax credit, all given to working and middle class Americans through tax cuts, will be put back into the economy, and this will stimulate growth. Tax hikes on the rich would have little impact on their spending, since most of this income would likely have gone into savings. And history shows that when President Clinton raised the top marginal income tax rate from 31 to 39.6%, saw GDP growth top 4% every year in his second term. And with President George W. Bush's tax cuts on the rich, which was supposed to accelerate growth, instead, this led to an impressive growth and eventually a recession that we saw in 2008. Second, why I think the rich need to be taxed has to do with fairness. Now, the rich by definition have a lot of money. In fact, the top 1% control close to 40% of the nation's wealth. Of the richest 400 Americans, the country's 3 richest people have as much wealth as the bottom half of the nation's citizens. Now, meanwhile, 43 million Americans live in poverty, with 500,000 homeless on any given night. Now, even with the higher tax rates, the country's wealthiest will be fine. Now, billionaires like Warren Buffett and even Mark Cuban, they have said they're in support of taxing the rich, and they're willing to pay more in taxes. Now that we have looked at why we need to tax the rich, we also have to look why this may impact the economy. Now, first, let's explore the fairness in this. Fairness means that Americans reap rewards of their labor, that what they earn belongs to them and not the government. And the path to prosperity is through hard work and success. Now, even though a flat tax under which the rich pay the same rate as the lower earners, the rich will still end up paying more in absolute terms, since they have a higher amount of income to tax. But by any reasonable definition, the amount paid by the rich is already beyond their fair share. For example, in 2015, the top 1% earned 16.5% of income, but paid a staggering 43.6% of federal income tax. Now, meanwhile, more than 44% of Americans pay no federal income tax at all. And that's why I don't think that entrepreneurs and business owners should be penalized for their success. Second, and also what I consider more important, taxing the rich or raising the taxes paid by the rich people does not make no economic sense. Because forcing a small slice of Americans to bear the burden of funding the government is not just immoral, but also counterproductive. Because what's going to happen is it's going to kill jobs, and sometimes even results in lower government revenue. Now, you have to understand raising taxes on the rich creates a disincentive for work and job creation, slowing down both. Now, if higher taxes discourage a business from opening or expanding, it's not just the rich who suffer, but even the poor person looking for a job will suffer as well, because there will be no jobs out there to look for. And if high taxes slow down economic growth, the government is going to end up taxing a small amount of money at a higher rate. Now, sometimes this means a tax hike actually leads to lower total revenue. But even in less extreme cases, tax hikes yield diminishing returns. Now, the bottom line is those who favor high taxes on the rich believe it makes economic sense and see good in some sort of sharing the wealth. Now, their free market opponents not only see this as a wrong government intervention, but also believe the economic consequences will hurt the rich and the poor alike. Now, remember, governments do not create jobs. People like you and me do create these jobs. And the only way I can create a job is if I have a tax break, so I can raise enough capital to start the business, and I create more jobs for someone out there to be employed. But if I'm paying 60%, then how am I going to come up with the capital to build this business so that I can create more jobs for the economy to grow? It can make sense to some people, it won't make sense to some people, but that's how it works. I can only create a job if I have a tax break. And I'm not saying the rich shouldn't be paying taxes, but if they don't get these tax breaks, then that in the long run is going to impact the economy. Anyway, thanks again for watching another video, and I hope you like the content. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I post 2 videos a week, mostly about investing in the stock market, because I believe we as young people or millennials, we need to take control of our finances, because no one will, not the government, nobody. And that's why I was saying, you got to take care of yourself first. No politician is going to take care of you, all right? And nobody's going to educate you about taking responsibility for your finances. You have to educate yourself. If you think the next president is going to change your life, whereby you're going to move from poverty to riches, then you're wrong. It begins with you. Educate yourself. So many people are going to tell you what you want to hear, but at the end of the day, are they going to deliver? We don't know. I don't know. You don't know. So the best thing to do, take care of your finances, take care of your family, and take care of your country. See you in my next video.